favourite music shop. Got some mic lids and the bank done. I'm back to home and try to get some starting this songwriting and recording today. Okay guys, so the way it works is that I use this microphone mainly for vocals. Sometimes I use it for guitar, but mainly for vocals. And I have this pair of octaves here, which I use for recording the guitar. Now in the past, and this is really silly, but that's just the way it sometimes works, I had one cable for the vocal mic, and then I had one cable that I use for live use, and I would take that out and I would connect it to one of the octaves, and then when I record the guitar I have to take the one from the microphone cable to use for the other of the octaves. Silly, I know. And here's the thing, if you are stuck for cash, that's fine. That's like, I fully understand it. Then you have to make do with what you have. But yes, with the move and everything, there was a few times that I was a little bit maybe watching my pennies, but nothing that would validate the fact that in this situation what I had to spend on 2 leads is well worth it, because it speeds up my process of recording. And you know, the way I work is, because I release one song every week, I use the studio every week. Speed becomes kind of a relevant thing. Nothing fancy, but they'll do. I'll set them up, I'll leave them in. We can get all overly crazy about things like, you know, signal loss and fidelity of your signal and all that sort of stuff. My personal experience, based on 20 years of recording, is that what you pay in a lead is the durability. In some occasions you pay for isolation, but as the signal loss, if it's a balanced lead, your human ears rarely can hear it. It definitely isn't improvement enough for me to go for the very, very top end leads. It's like everything else. It's like you know, you pay a certain amount of money for something that works, and then you pay a certain amount of more money for a better one, and then you pay for the very, very top one. You pay crazy amount of money. Yes, the difference between the beginning one and the top one, there is a difference. But the money that you pay, it's not worth it anymore. Like it's crazy money. Rant about microphone cables over. This is nice and stiff lead. The whole idea is that I set them up and I leave them on, and I don't really move them out of the studio, so they get the minimum amount of use. Hopefully they last. This belongs. I got the shortest leads possible. There was a time when I was always looking for the longest, the best. Now, not so much. Now I just try to get the one that works. Dark here, isn't it? Better. All set up, it's there, it's ready to go. When I don't use it, I put it on the table, out of the way. When I need it, it's out, and we're ready to record. So there you go. Now let's get on with the work. Still you had your eye on someone else. You swore in sickness and in health, until death do us apart. Never thought you had your mind on someone else. Right guys, it's that time of the week once again that we need to talk about this week's new song. Last week I never got around to it. The tour just took over so much of my time that I never got around to it. So I'm awfully sorry about that. But now I'm back home, so we get back to normal routine. I have more time to catch up with the songs and that kind of stuff. This week's song is called Someone Else. And it's a bit of a play on words. It's a play on the rhyming, the way song structures work and everything, because I wanted to try something a little bit different. It has a one repetitive line that comes back in different forms all the time. These are kind of things that sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I particularly think it does work on this one, but if you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think of it. The song is about when we're in our relationships and we break up and we move on, there's a little bit of that relationship kind of stays with us, and often it manifests as guilt. And it's as simple as that we feel guilty that we actually felt the need to think of ourselves first instead of somebody else, especially if it's like a long-term relationship when the other person has become part of your life. And it's very difficult to kind of put that guilt aside, because to live more fulfilling life and to be more true to ourselves, we do have to do that sometimes. Like if the relationship is not right for us, we're just fooling ourselves if we're staying in it because we feel guilty of not parting ways, you know. And it's about the whole concept of, you know, being honest and being who you are. Like, too often we also sorry, I'm still struggling with the cold. Too often we kind of try to please somebody that we're attracted to in the beginning parts of a relationship, so we try to kind of be what we expect us to be, but then it kind of continues, keep on going, and you kind of end up just kind of almost living and trying to be something that you're not, and that is not healthy at all, at any level. Look, you're in a relationship, that other person need to accept you and love you as you are. If they don't, you're not supposed to be in that relationship. Do you know? And if you're, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, looking for someone else while you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be in that relationship. Like, relationships should never be like a backup plans. They should never be, you know, you have to commit to it full-heartedly. Otherwise, you just end up hurting other people, and you just gotta dive deep into it. And you know, if you're in a relationship just for practical reasons and that kind of stuff, it's not healthy. You know, obviously, it's a very, very different thing if you have children involved. You do have to take a certain amount of responsibility for that, but it still doesn't mean that you have to be miserable, you know. You got to work it out somehow, you know. So yeah, that's what this week's song is all about. And as always before, and hopefully in the future as well, the song is available right now from my Bandcamp page. You name your own price. So if you're stuck for a few bob, put $0 and just get the song. You make me happy. It's just to see you download it and enjoy the music. That's the most important thing for me. If you do decide to pay something for it, it's greatly appreciated as well. So whichever way, I'll be very, very happy. And do feel free to share the song. Share it, you know, share the track from Bandcamp, or share it on Twitter, or share it on Facebook, and anywhere. Yeah, that's about it. Everything about this week's song. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy the song. Let me know what you think of it. Talk to you guys soon. I'm sorry if I hurt you, but you're not my someone else, and I hope someday you will understand.